Now, one thing that's going on around the country that's a handy thing for you, if you buy and sell on Craigslist. Now, I do also, but I'm not as worried about it because I'm very cognizant of dangerous situations. But whether you buy or sell, chances are you're going to have cash one way or the other, or a product that's worth something. And meeting somebody at an unknown place can be dangerous. So many police stations are allowing Craigslist people to meet in their parking lot to make transactions. All right? No, not drug deals. I don't think that would be the best idea. But you know, if you have a TV, you throw it in a car and take it to the police station. The guy shows up with cash. You make the deal there. You leave with the cash. They leave with the TV. Everybody's happy. Don't let them follow you and then rob you with that cash. All right, but just be darn careful making deals on Craigslist, especially if you have something big and people have to come into your house. That's extremely dangerous. So just be extremely careful with that. All right, let's get to a self-defense tip. We kind of talked about a lot of them in the active shooter thing, but should you attack high or low? What do you think? Put it in your comments there, folks. Should you, if somebody's coming after you, should you attack them high or should you attack them low? What should be your first line? Go ahead and put some comments in there. Let me get a drink here. I'm hoping I can see all these comments. Let's see. Oh, I better refresh the page here. Okay, I've got Charles Martin says low. Mark Shapiro says low. Tony Guthrie says low. RJ says low to slow him down. Jamie Coyne says low. Hi, Chella. Chella's calling from Los Angeles. Yeah, Alan reinforced police stations and other safe places are helping with transactions. A lot of RC says low. Okay, well here's the thing, folks. It's both. It's low and high. And here's the thing, an untrained fighter that comes after you their mind can't fathom a high attack and a low attack at the same time. It's just not, if they're not practiced, their mind is not going to help there. Now, if you come after me, you know, me and a lot of other people that have studied a lot of stuff like me, I have a philosophy that I've lived for hundreds of years now. I'm not going to block anything that wouldn't hit me. And I'm not going to block anything that even if it did hit me, it wouldn't hurt me. All right, I've lived by that. So when you have that kind of philosophy and you practice, and you know the distances where people can hit you, you're not going to get faked out. You know, I want to protect my head. All right, the head is, you know, if you get my quote is, if you get knocked unconscious, unconscionable things will happen to you. That's my original quote. RC says, run if you can. Yeah, that's for sure. This is if you have to attack. So I'll tell you a story. One time, I was at my nightclub. This is years ago when I had a nightclub, and there's a lot of locals, and on the during the week and weekends we had people coming from everywhere. But so one of the locals gets all drunked up, and during the week, not much going on. He's out in the parking lot when I don't know, I'm out there cleaning up or doing something, and he decides that he wants to take me on. Now, this kid is 18, 19 years old. This is before the drinking age went to 21. He's 6'5". He's strong as an ox. Some farm worker from local out of the rural areas there. He's been coming in for years. He decides he wants to take me on. So I'm thinking, this is not good. So basically, I kicked him low, not in his groin. I didn't want to really tear the kid up, but I kicked him in the thigh. He bent over, which I knew he would, because a low attack is going to, for an untrained person, is going to cause them to go forward with their head forward. And then what I did is I used what's called a ridge hand. Now, a ridge hand is this part of your hand right here. You put your thumb under, and now you don't do it squinched up like this. I mean, I really hit him like this, but it's like opposite of like a knife hand. And so this is a ridge hand. So I kicked him low. He bent forward. I hit him, not full power, because I didn't want to kill the kid. And he dropped. He just dropped. I mean, I just knocked him out, all right? So he's all, I help him come to. I get the people inside to bring him, put some ice on him and everything. He's all groggy. And I send him walking home. So he's a quarter mile down the road. He lives. So the next day, he comes in, and he says, "Oh, man, Tom, somebody clocked me last." It was me. He didn't even know. And then he showed me, he said, "My leg is killing me." He showed me his leg. He had this big bruise on his thigh. So, but anyway, the point was, is in that case, I hit low to open up high because he's an untrained fighter. All right. Now, let's say take something for you ladies out there. We were doing this at Brutal Self-Defense. A guy had a tie on. Doesn't have to have a tie on, but let's say a guy's messing with you and his hands are up high, and maybe he's got his hands trying to get you to kiss him or just something like that. Well, you can just grab his tie, or right here, you could grab like that and pull him towards you. Now, there's other things you can do. You could headbutt him and scratch his eyes, all kinds of things, all right? But let's say it's not one of these situations where you really want to tear somebody up bad. So you pull him. Well, if you grab my tie or my shirt like this, what is a normal person going to do? Their hands are going to come up here because you attacked high and try to get you. Well, guess what's open now? My hole from here down is totally open till you kick me in the stomach, kick me in the nuts, kick me in the knee, anything. So this would be opposite, where I'm trying to get the bottom open by messing around up here. Now, when you get really good at it, you can hit low and high at the same exact time. Nobody's going to be able to block that unless they're highly skilled. So answer is you do both whenever, whichever is appropriate for the situation, and the more you practice, the more you'll know. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to get my thing open here, see what's next. Okay, internet tip. Making your hobbies tax deductible. This is one thing. Oh, and by the way, folks, I want to thank you. I see a lot more people coming on. If you could hit share, get people more and more exposed to this so I can afford to keep doing this for you all. I appreciate it. Also, make sure you subscribe or follow. That way you'll get notice of when I come live, at least on Sundays, and I'll do it during the week if there's something special going on. So a big thumbs up going across the screen. Okay, so make your hobbies tax deductible. Well, if you're going to do something as a hobby, you are just taking your money and spending it. And you get no tax credit for it. It's just poof, gone. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of it. Well, I've been a guy my entire life, been in business for myself, and I watch for situations where I can do something I really enjoy, but make it legitimately tax deductible. Now, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney, but of course you check with your attorney on anything I might suggest, keeping in mind, hey Rick, good friend just checked in, keeping in mind that most of them are conservative and they're going to say, oh no, that's too risky. Well, no, it's not if you do it legitimately. So for instance, I'm a tennis nut, and I got all these tennis DVDs. I got rackets, they're a couple $100 a piece, and a ball machine for $1,700, and all this stuff, right? And tennis court to maintain. So I thought, I'm just spending all this money. I'm just going to create a website. It cost me $15. At the most, it's going to cost you $100. It's called Fatso Tennis. All right, so I'm the largest guy ever to star and produce a tennis training video. And I started selling this tennis video. Now, you don't have to create a product. You could just be an affiliate marketer and make some money. But if you have a website up and you're collecting money from it on a particular topic, and you are promoting that topic with these other expenditures that you have to promote that topic, that's business. That's just basic business stuff. See, so that makes a reasonable amount of my expenses tax deductible. And it depends. You can't take $10,000 in expenses and you took in $2 on this website, right? But if you can create a website for less than $100, and I'm talking world-class website with a WordPress website with a theme, a gorgeous theme on it, and then about the topic, and you either create your own product, write an ebook on the topic, or make a CD or DVD, or find affiliate products and do all that and promote it and make money. Now you've got excuses to go play golf. Let's say you have a golf site. I've got protection dogs. I got two snoring right here right now. Rubik's is in this one crate and Abby's in the other crate. And I feed them raw, spend a lot of money on them. But I just got a $5,000 commission yesterday for Protection Dogs Elite. You know, our protection dogs start at $20,000. And so I create a website, I take the orders, write up the contract, the trainers train the dog to suit the client, and they go from $20,000 up to $60,000 or so. So that makes these dogs who are models, and we do demos with them to show the client what the dog can do and all that. So make your hobbies tax deductible. Think about, where do you spend money that you don't get any tax credit for? Create a website around it, either find a product or make a product, and get in business in that topic. And now you talk about doing what you love. That's a perfect example. Okay, let's go to a speaking tip. How about that? All right, but before we do that, put in your comments, what could you do that with right now, that one tip? What is some hobby that you do that you could put up a cheap website and make the hobby tax deductible? Put it in there right now. I'm going to take a swig here. Also, remember this from the other day? My yes man. Isn't this a great show?
I couldn't agree with you more completely.
I love this guy. Yeah, that's my. He doesn't cost much either. I don't have to pay him or anything. He just says yes all the time. All right. So what could you do? Put it in the chat box there. What could you use this idea for? Tennis, golf, archery. Even things that your kids like. All right. It doesn't have to be you. It could be your kids. So we'll wait. We'll let some of them come in here, and I'll go ahead to the speaking tip of the week while you're thinking about that. Okay, if you've done any kind of speaking at all, you're going to get your time cut. They're going to be running late, and they have to quit at a certain time, and you have to stop. All right. So what do? Well, I've been in so many of these events where I've seen the speaker almost throwing up in the bathroom because they're worried that, whoa, my God, I don't know what to do. I had 40 minutes of material and they want me to do it in 15. And, oh, my God, I don't know. Well, again, just like the shooter scenario, the more you plan in advance, the better off you are. So if you're getting paid to speak, you want to check with the meeting planner and say, well, what do you want me to cut out? This is all you wanted me to say, and now you want me to cut my time, so which is your priorities here? So then it puts it on them of what gets cut out. But here's what we call a genius tip. Let's say you had a 4-minute story. And by the way, I learned this from Terry Paulson, excuse me, from the National Speakers Association, past president, National Speakers Association. I learned this years ago from him. What you do is you have a quotation ready that substitutes for maybe a 4 or 5 minute story you were going to tell. So you can cut 4 or 5 minutes, boom, right there by using the quotation instead of the story. So here's one here, a quotation. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. That's Albert Einstein commenting on, you don't have to pretty things up. If it's true, the truth, it's the truth, all right? And so I usually use this if I'm talking to a group of speakers. See, I used to buy these $3,000 custom suits out of Los Angeles, and I was trying to work my way up and build my credibility and look like big shot. Well, what I found is that the nicer the suit that the guy had on, the more full of shit he was on stage. All right? And as I started just being me, I mean, I had no trouble walking at a big event and dressing like this. I have no trouble. Because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to knock them dead with the good stuff that helps them. And that's more important than being elegant. All right? So I can knock out a 4-minute story about buying the suits and all that by just saying the Albert Einstein quote. And I might say a little bit about, I noticed that everybody else was full of BS with their fancy outfits. All right? So that's your tip, is if your time gets cut, think ahead of time what's the priorities of the material, and have quotes ready for stories that make the same point. That's your genius tip. Okay, so I see some people here. We got photography. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of money spent on cameras and lenses. Travel and writing. Got 2 people into that. Got videography, life at the beach, blogging training. So these are all things that if you love to do these anyway. I mean, blogging training, I'm not sure, Tony, if that's considered a hobby to start with. I'm saying stuff that you like to do that's fun, that you wouldn't think you could get a tax deduction for. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's your speaking tip on what to do if time gets cut. Okay, now your a-hole of the week. Now, in this case, we have a lot of winners. And I found a bunch of them on the same topic. And this is where I was saying about, I wish they had some kind of test, both character and mental, before they let you have kids. Jeff Herring says mountain hiking, wine, and movies. Those are all things that are just fun to do that you wouldn't think you could make money on. And you may not make a lot of money extra, but you keep more money because you get tax deductions for it. So as long as you're legitimate and it's not considered a hobby because you're not really trying to make money or you're not taking any money in. Okay, so let's get to these a-holes of the week. And they're all on the same topic. They've all done this same really pitiful bad thing. So that's why there's multiples. Letha K. Slauson held her 5-year-old daughter out Riley, as if she had colorectal cancer. And she collected money from all their friends and people doing crowdfunding and fundraisers for her. She actually shaved the child's head and made the child believe that they were dying of cancer. I'll tell you what, I'd like to slap the shit out of this. Oh my God, this. I don't even want to say person. I don't want to be sexist and say bitch. I don't want to get real bad and use the CU word. But my God, Jesus, how could you do that? How could you do that? But she's not the only one. Melissa Barton, she not only said her kid had cancer, I don't know if leukemia is a kind of cancer, she said both, and she hit her church up for all kinds of money. And she was about to go on Dr. Phil, get on the plane to go on Dr. Phil, pleading her case, and she got arrested before she got on the plane. People caught on to her. Another piece of shit. Emily Crano kept getting her child tested and put her on unneeded medications to convince everyone, including her husband, that her child was dying of cancer. She kept feeding the child seizure meds until the child could barely walk and wet himself all the time. Can you fucking believe this? Stephen and Alicia Kelly convinced their 15-year-old daughter she had bone cancer. They kept feeding her blood pressure pills, telling her it was chemo medicine. And a double whammy here, the old lady, Alicia, was supposed to be caring for her elderly father, who she let die, and then kept collecting his Social Security checks for a year and a half after that. Whoa, Jesus. Juanita Garcia shaved her 7-year-old child's head and told her she would die in a few months. Roberto and Teresa Milbrand. Little Hannah was given sleeping pills to make her look sick. They shaved her head, put bandages on her, made her wear a surgical mask, and little Hannah asked Santa to let her live for Christmas. Fuck. Oh, my. Sandy Nigan. Son believed he was dying. She collected $23,000 and took the whole family to Disneyland with it. Susan Morris Stillwagon did the same thing. This is why I'm saying they should have tests before they let you have kids. I mean, it's just too easy to be a piece of shit. Yeah, Somi. Hey, Somi, how are you? Yeah, Mary Beth says that she said she, but I think you're talking about all of these women sound like they're nuts. Jeff said, my son Caleb and I just spent a week volunteering with Lighthouse Family Retreat, who works with families living through childhood cancer. Real people with real problems. I did see that, Jeff, holding that one young girl who seemed to take to you. That was so touching. I'm trying to find where the rest of your thing was. Oh, special place in hell for these scammers. Yeah, that's right. I'm good, Somi. Miss you. Totally. Okay, so anyway, those people just get me boiled up. I mean, it's hard to tell what I would do if I was in their presence. It wouldn't be, it wouldn't be pleasant, I can tell you that. And I'm a guy that can really hold my emotions in and be calm in the face of adversity, but some things cross the line. All right. Let's see. What do you hear? You pay here, they will get. Yeah. What you do here, Somi, this is a young lady I've known for years. Never got to meet your cat, Somi, but she's got a couple beautiful children now. She says, what you do here, you pay here. They will get it back. Yeah, Somi, they probably will. I don't want to go to jail for them. Okay, so let's get on the hero thing here. And I don't have the names pinned down here, but and I had another one lined up for you, but I'm going to call an audible here for the hero of the week. And there's actually, I think, 3. I was listening to the radio today, and I was listening to the, and I'll use the color here because I think it's pertinent. The black lady who had, I think, 4 children. And they were running down the street in Dallas away from the gunman, and she got hit in the leg either with a ricochet or hit. I don't think the guy was trying to shoot her because he made it clear he wanted to shoot white policemen. But anyway, she gets hit with the bullet, falls down on the ground on top of her one son. Her other 3 sons are still hauling ass and don't even know she's hit. Well, the 3 heroes, and I don't have their names, are the 3 police officers who immediately jumped on her and covered her. One was on her torso, one was on her head and her child, and the other one was on her legs, knowing that high-powered bullets would defeat their body armor probably, because a high-powered an AK or a 223 is going to go through what most of them wear is a level 2 if it's hot, which they might have been wearing a level 2 or a level 3A body armor. So on their back is just one layer of 3A, which will stop up to a 44 Magnum handgun, but it's not going to stop an AK or an AR-15 or any equivalent to that, or 308. And I'm assuming at the split-second decision that they made that they figured, well, it's got to go through my back plate, my torso, and my front plate before it hits this lady. Can you fucking believe that? They're taking heavy arms fire, and instead of running, they lay down like sitting ducks to cover and to protect this one lady that can't run. And she saw two of the police officers get shot and fall down right in front of her. The real big guy and another guy. She saw them get killed. She did a press conference today. So the irony of this whole thing is that the police were there protecting protesters that were protesting police. I don't get it. I don't get it, folks, what the world's coming to. I do not get it. I'm going to be prepared for it, but I don't get it. I mean, there was a mathematician on TV tonight, a black mathematician, totally debunking with statistics and math and everything that's going on out there that people are protecting and yapping about. And and here, Jeff says, I was just reading about her. She publicly thanked the officers. Yeah. And everybody's talking about how all the protesters are hauling ass this way and all the police are hauling ass towards the threat. That's what they do, folks. And do you think I'm sticking up for all of them? No. There's a tiny fraction of nutcases out there that are power hungry. And yeah, you're totally right. But the percentage is so minuscule. It is not worth all this destruction and hoopla that's going on around our country. Not worth it. It's totally misinformed. It's misled. It's our leadership is goofy, crazy. I don't know what their problem is. So anyway, when you think that you want to protest a police officer, try going a couple days without him. Right? Go live in Baltimore. see what's going to happen to you. If what was there 60? No, that was Chicago. 60 murders or something. Or shootings, I don't know if it was murders or shootings, just over 4th of July weekend. So those are our heroes of the week, those three guys that jumped in and pretty much gave up their life, potentially, knowing heavy arms fire were coming to protect a lady they didn't know and her child that they didn't know. All right. Okay, so we got through another show. Yay! Yeah, Jamie says the media likes stirring up trouble. So, don't forget I can take 2 or 3 people at the most in my new speaking mentor program. Please check it out at antion.com/pro speaking. I'll take you from here, wherever you are, to way up here out of the scene because I've been doing this for many years, folks, and have helped literally thousands and thousands of people in that field. And also, don't forget, go check out Butt Camp. You can check in streaming. My whole crew is keeping up on the latest stuff. We're going to have Lakia there telling you the latest social media stuff. Going to have a special guest, Warren Carlisle, who is an Instagram expert, doing things that if you didn't think Instagram was for you, be there. He will let you know why Instagram is awesome. We're going to have Travis, one of my top guys, there talking about the cool things we're doing with quizzes and locking off content unless you share it and all kinds of stuff like that. Going to have Mark, my video guy, has been here, I think, 6-7 years, written 3 books on video marketing. He's going to give you the latest on YouTube marketing. There's so many little details that you probably don't know about. And then I'll be doing the whole morning with all the stuff I've been doing. We're shifting from search engine to paid traffic and things like that. So anyway, check out the Pro Speaking Mentor Program and get signed up for Butt Camp. If you're a graduate, you just pay a $15 streaming fee, early bird fee. And if you've never come before, you pay one time, and then you come forever for free for updates. There's people have been there 7, 8, 9 times. So, all right, folks, I will see you next Sunday. Please share this. And if anything comes up between time, I'll let you know. Somi, goodbye. Another show. Jamie, really enjoyed this. Charles, thanks. I'll see you. And everybody else, catch you next week. See you later.